Broadcasting from Park Avenue West, you're watching WMFD Television, Channel 68.1, Mansfield.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Same thing. If you're in crisis and the crisis is to the point where you may be at risk of harming yourself or somebody else, please use a CIT officer, go to the emergency room. That's a medical piece, and we want to make sure you're safe. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're finally, like I said, that life is now to the point where I really want to get some help, that's where these urgent cares will really come in handy. Being able to come in as you are ready and get those services immediately.
Maybe an hour after we got the message that we lost Danny, Danny's sister said to us, we were all crying, and she says, "What do we do? What do we tell people?" And I'm like, "Baby, we got to tell them the truth. This is nothing that can be hidden, because otherwise the suicide will win."
We're not mental health professionals. It's just something that happened to our family. We direct people other places. And most important of all, I think, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep living. Things will get better.
Good evening and welcome to Sparking the Conversation. We are 33 Forever. I'm Donna Heck and this is my husband Jeff. And we are so excited to be able to bring you weekly half-hour messages, stories, and resources surrounding mental health topics and challenges. Now this show's purpose and hope is to provide both information and inspiration, making conversations about mental health the norm.
Tonight, we're pleased to have three special guests with us, Joe Trolian, Erin Schaeffer, and Dr. Steve Burggraf, to talk about some exciting new developments in mental health services here in our local area. We're going to start this evening in a little different format with Joe Trolian. Joe is the Executive Director of the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, where he began in 2003, and he has served as the Executive Director since 2007. Erin Schaeffer is the Executive Vice President and Executive Director of Catalyst Life Services here in Mansfield, and she's worked in community mental health for over 20 years. And last but not least, Dr. Steve Burggraf is the founder and CEO of Family Life Counseling and Psychiatric Services. Family Life is a nonprofit full-service mental health agency based here locally with numerous offices located throughout north central Ohio. Joe and Erin have previously been on our program, so we're going to welcome them back. And we're so happy to have Dr. Burggraf here for the first time. So we're going to start with Joe tonight. Joe, as the Mental Health Board Executive Director, we're really happy to have you back here sitting on our couch.
Thrilled to be back. Very excited with what's going on.
Absolutely, especially for this reason.
And we have some really exciting things going on. We mentioned them when you were here the first time, but let's tell the audience, if you would, something that actually just started here today in Richland County, the first day of services. That really the Mental Health Board spearheaded. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. We started today. We opened our very first behavioral health urgent cares. These are services that are now going to be available Monday through Saturday, evenings, a lot of convenient times. We know that the need for services, sometimes when you finally decide I really want to get help, that window of opportunity is so narrow. And we know that we lose people between when they decide to get help and when we can get them in for that first diagnostic assessment. So we've established these urgent cares with two of our agencies to really be able to get people in when they're ready for it. It's kind of like we have our campaign, know it before you need it. Yep. Now we're going to have services when you need it.
That's great.
The factor of needing immediate medical and mental health care has always been there. What changed to make you guys want to do this now and get it in gear? I think it's just incredible.
Well, truly, it came from some inspiration of different focus groups that we were doing, phone calls of people going, I'm coming out of the hospital, I had a crisis, I now need to follow up with services, but my schedule only allows me to come in Tuesdays or Thursdays, maybe between 2 and 4. And to find that appointment, I'm 2 or 3 weeks out. So what I want to make sure is that people, when they're coming out, they're getting the services when they're absolutely needed. We actually wanted to do this pre-COVID. COVID put the kibosh on so many things, so that just left me a year to just stew on how we were going to make this work. So we're excited to finally see this get off the ground.
Well, and I think it's important for the audience to understand, and we did mention on the last show when you talked about it, the difference between a mental health urgent care and the need for emergency services, and there's definitely a distinction.
Absolutely.
Can you help the audience understand that?
I'll just reflect everybody back to my favorite billboard that says, you have a sprain or a bruise, go to the urgent care. You break your bone, please go to the emergency department.
Right.
Yes.
And it's really kind of the same thing. If you're in crisis and the crisis is to the point where you may be at risk of harming yourself or somebody else, please use a CIT officer, go to the emergency room. That's a medical piece, and we want to make sure you're safe. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're finally, like I said, that life is now to the point where I really want to get some help, that's where these urgent cares will really come in handy. Being able to come in as you are ready and get those services immediately.
So I guess the last thing we want to get to you before we get Erin and Dr. Burggraf on here to talk about what they're exactly doing in their agencies is really an understanding of why now? What brought this to a head now?
I think as we're seeing things, since COVID is now coming to a close, we're seeing people coming back in services in large amounts. And we really want to make sure that that access is readily available now when they need it. And we feel like there's this, frankly, the best time to have done this probably would have been 10 years ago. But we're slowly progressing these issues in our field, and we just think this is a great time to make it happen.
You know, it really is, and there's not too many mental health urgent cares in the state of Ohio or in the country. So truly, we are on the cutting edge.
Absolutely.
The effective ways that we have to treat people here is just incredible. We're learning so much more every day.
Hopefully, if things go well, we'll see these expand to other communities.
Very good.
Fantastic. Well, Joe, we're going to let you step off the stage now. We're going to bring the other folks on, but first we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back with talking about the behavioral health urgent cares here in Mansfield on Sparking the Conversation after this minute.
Catalyst Life Services, a comprehensive behavioral health organization, has been serving the community for 70 years. Our wide array of wraparound services and our ability to treat the whole person is what sets us apart. It's everything you need in one place: mental health, crisis, detox and addiction services, case management, and peer recovery support. We even offer vocational programming to get you back to work. Catalyst Life Services. Call today and get the help you need.
Twin Lakes Golf Course is affordable golf for the whole family. Play their beautiful 18-hole course for as low as $24 with a cart. Twin Lakes is designed to challenge golfers of all skill levels. And with their remodeled pavilion and course improvements, it's the perfect place for your next tournament or golf outing. Twin Lakes Golf Course, 2220 Marion Avenue Road in Mansfield. Call now for tee times.
We are more than a counseling center.
More than just a medication or therapy session.
What do I like the most? It's gotta be the team.
Providing the highest standard of care, that's just what we do.
And equipping patients with coping skills to be successful. That's so important.
It's simple. We are just hopeful. We are hopeful for our patients.
We are hopeful that we can help them find their way to a better balanced and more resilient self.
We are Hope 419.
Visit us today at hope419.com.
It's Richland County Fair time on WMFD TV. Tune in to WMFD TV for updates on the Richland County Fair August 9th through August 14th. We'll have coverage of all the events, contest winners, midway rides, fair food, and music. Plus, our daily salute to 4-H members and clubs who have worked hard all year for a chance to express their creativity. August 9th through August 14th at 9 a.m. and again in the evening at 8:30 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10:30. Richland County Fair on WMFD TV.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation, and we are talking tonight with local mental health professionals about the behavioral health urgent care services that have just come to Mansfield as of today.
Yep.
And we're welcoming, for the second segment of our program, Dr. Steve Burggraf from Family Life Counseling and Psychiatric Services and Erin Schaeffer from Catalyst Life Services two of the premier mental health organizations here in the Mansfield area. So welcome, guys. We're really glad to have you here.
And you know, Dr. Burggraf, we're especially glad to have you on our couch. Welcome to our couch.
Well, yes, and we're going to do word association here in just a moment.
Well, we're really excited about what's going on in your two organizations. And Joe gave us, I think, a good introduction. But tell us from Family Life's perspective, and then Erin from Catalyst's perspective, how did that come about with your two groups, your two organizations, and your relationship, I know, with Mental Health Board?
Well, one of the things that we're very interested in is providing services that are efficiently provided at the time when they're needed. The Chinese symbol for crisis and for opportunity are the very same. And so oftentimes when an individual has a crisis, it is an opportunity for some good things to occur. But if you miss that window of opportunity, then bad things can happen.
Sure.
So we're very thankful for the opportunity to provide these services in an urgent care setting where individuals can walk in and come when they need it.
Yeah. And Erin, I think from Catalyst's perspective, you already provide a lot of these kinds of services, but these actually have expanded, I think, some of the things that you're doing. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we had already been doing open access, so we've been doing that 4 days a week during the morning hours. So this was a really natural fit for us to just expand those and to add on to what we've been doing. So we had a lot of good information already about what had been happening and the patterns that had been occurring. And so for us to be able to expand this, then it allows us, I mean, we already had people who would come in the afternoons at times because they would not be able to get there in the morning. So we would accommodate people already. So we already had been doing some aspects of this. So it really was just a continuation to expand what we've been doing. So, you know, we got a little support and nod from our executive director from the Mental Health Board. And so it's exciting, too, to have people partnering in the community doing it at the same time so that this way we really can work together and talk about what's happening, call them. I mean, I imagine there's going to be opportunities where we will have people who won't be necessarily a fit for us, but we can send them to them, you know, and we really can work together to make sure that people are getting the right kinds of services that they need at the right time. And I think that that's going to be really important as we move forward.
Yeah.
It truly is having the two different, do you work with different age groups and different type of mental health issues that a challenge that you might, someone might come into your office, Erin, and you say, you know, it would be best served of going into family life counseling. How would you know the difference?
So for us, I mean, we already kind of do some of that already. We already have staff who are working together, who are connecting. I know that Nicole Kimball, our adult mental health program director, she already has made some contact with people with some of the staff at Family Life to make some connections and to make some referrals. So we already had that happening for clients who might be a better fit. It might be that they have providers who are covered under somebody's insurance. So that's a natural place for them to be able to go. And so those are the kinds of situations where we can look for where's the best place for this person to be. And so that's going to help for that.
I mean, it's great. And I love the collaboration. And that's something I think that this also gives our professionals in the area even a better chance to do. It's another option for services, right, Doc? And I think the other thing, and then maybe you can help us understand, what would a person coming into an urgent care, the urgent cares that you guys now run as of today, congratulations.
Yes. Right.
What would they expect? How would that look?
Well, what we have done is we've customized our intervention. In effect, when someone says that they're having a crisis, is not business as usual. In effect, when they walk in, we have abbreviated our intake paperwork so that there is less of it to do. And then our clinicians, we have trained them to be able to gain the information as necessary for a diagnostic assessment, but at the same time be dealing with the crisis that brought them there in the first place. And that's, again, that's not business as usual. That's a way to help de-escalate the situation, to assist them in getting through that moment or that time that brought them to us.
Yeah, that is an amazing thing. I know you've helped us with so many patients in the past, and to know that they can just go there at a time when, you know, the panic has hit them, but they're, again, not going to, like as Joe said, it's not going to be taking their life, but they don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed, and I need to talk to somebody. Do my meds need adjusted? Anything like that. So going into your office without an appointment is what they can do.
Absolutely, and you know, Joe said it well. Sometimes, you know, an individual, when they come to that moment, when they have extended beyond their ability to cope, and they are in that place where they're reaching out for help, it takes a lot of courage for an individual to pick up the phone or to act upon that. And sometimes it's very difficult to wait an hour, let alone a day or a week or 2 weeks. And so what we are able to do is to meet that need right now. And so I think it's going to be very effective in terms of helping people that are in that state of mind.
And Erin, I know, for example, that the pandemic has made the need for mental health services much more acute, and probably your need for services to provide services is at maybe, I don't know, maybe at an all-time high. I would expect it's pretty high. The question I guess I have for you is, what would you normally be telling a patient who comes in or calls for service as far as getting in for an appointment without coming in for an urgent care service like you're offering now?
So we would normally direct them to our open access, and then the difference might be then what it might be to get connected to the other services. So having the urgent care, now it's not going to be see if you can get in the morning and make sure that you're one of the people who makes it to the sign-up list. Now it's, you know, come in, you can come to open access, come when it's convenient for you, and much like they would urgent care, because they're used to urgent care. Right. I mean, urgent care is a known thing to people, and so that way it takes away some of that stigma, and so they'll be able to understand, oh, I know what urgent care is. Oh, okay, so this is what I do for my mental health, and that I think will help people to feel more comfortable as well.
Wonderful. Well, you know, we're going to take a break and come back and talk to you about how to get in touch with you, phone numbers, hours. So we'll be right back after this message.
If we could say one thing to her, I think what we would let her know is how important she was to us.
And I wish that I hadn't been so reluctant to confront him.
Be a friend, listen to him, and get him help.
I am so glad someone reminded me that I'm worth it and will always be worth it.
I'm glad that I have people now that support what I want to do in my dream of helping other people.
Oh, can we stop? It's McDonald's. Please, can we stop?
Oh, come on, it's right there.
Please.
Please.
Yes!
Yes!
Get the shareable $8.99 bundle with the 20-piece chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries.
We're all in this together, and now more than ever, it's critical that we all support our local businesses. Please shop local first. Shopping local affects our everyday life, from emergency services to the quality of our schools. Supporting local businesses is a wise investment that promotes growth, pride, a sense of community, and frankly, is just more convenient.
Shop local first, all across the area. Shop here first.
Free health care, hundreds to more than $1,000 per month in disability compensation, and tens of thousands for college tuition. Choose VA and see why Veterans Trust in VA reached an all-time high. Claim the benefits you've earned at choose.va.gov.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. We've had a great conversation with Joe Trolian, Dr. Steve Burggraf, Erin Schaeffer, and we're talking about Richland County's new behavioral health urgent care clinic. And Erin, tell us a little bit about the behavioral health care versus mental health in relation to who is welcome to come into the centers.
So it's really for all services, and that's why it's behavioral health and not mental health, because it's really for anything. If somebody is struggling with issues of substance use disorders, if somebody is wondering, is this the time that I need to get help, if they need detox, if they need withdrawal management, I mean, we really are there to help assess what's happening with that person, what are their needs. They don't need to know. They don't need to know what might be happening for them, because we will assess that and then connect them with the services.
Yeah, it's perfect. Let's talk a little bit about some of the specifics of the services, a little bit nuts and bolts. Dr. Burggraf, you have 2 of your facilities that are going to be offering these urgent care services, right?
Yes, we have 151 Marion Avenue, located in Mansfield, and then also 169 Mansfield Avenue in Shelby, Ohio. So I think geographically having both of those services as well as Catalyst, that they are readily available in the community.
What are going to be the hours?
Yeah, evening hours, I understand.
So
too.
yes, at the Mansfield office, they'll be from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m., Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, 8 to 4.
Okay.
And then in Shelby, Ohio, it will be from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Good.
that is incredible. And what
Evening
about
hours, access is key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
And then, well, before we get to Erin, you sharing yours, we should mention your website, because all these details are very hard. So if they go to www.flcps.com, they can go on there and find out all your hours for the urgent care and information that they would need, what they would need to bring that day.
Absolutely.
And that's Family Life Counseling's website, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Erin, what about you? What are your hours, and what do they need to bring when they come there?
And the location.
Yes. So the location will be at our center building, which is 741 Shoal Road, and our hours will be Monday, Tuesday, Friday and Saturday from 8 to 4, and then Wednesday and Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And so what's best to bring would be proof of income, a photo ID, and then any kind of insurance card if they have it, whether it be a medical card or some other private insurance. Not that anybody will be denied if they don't bring those things, but it just helps to really streamline that process and make things go faster, and also to help make sure that we get people all the benefits that they will be able to have from all of our services.
And why don't you make sure that our viewers know your website, the Catalyst website, so they can look at those details that you shared.
CatalystLifeServices.org.
Okay, very good. And the one thing that's, I think, really exciting as you guys were both talking, I was like, oh my goodness, because I know the limited hours that you have been able to do up until now, but now you've got evening hours on multiple days, you've got Saturday hours, and 3 different locations here in Richland County for people to get the services that they need. Again, those urgent care versus emergency services, but urgent care services, as Joe explained earlier, right?
You know, we always talk about hope. We end with hope. The entire show is hope. But if you could say one thing about what this urgent care brings to our community in regard to hope, what would it be?
It is that, you know, we all come to a place in a moment when we need someone to help us through a difficulty, through a loss, and that's what we're there to do, is to work with that individual and to find that stream of hope that can help them get through that difficult time.
And that urgent care will definitely be.
Absolutely. What about you, Erin? I know this has got to bring you some hope about where we are in our community.
Absolutely. I think for me, much like he was saying, I think it really, for me, it's about connection. So it's about connection to people who are in need and connection of those people to then the services they need. And so that, for me, is what this means, is that hope of connection.
So we're so excited to have you, Dr. Burggraf, Dr. Steve Burggraf, Erin Schaeffer, Joe Trolian earlier, to have you 3 on the program tonight. We appreciate your sharing about the brand new behavioral health urgent care services that are here in Richland County, 3 different locations. Thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight, for helping to spark the conversation about mental health and behavioral health here in the area. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome, and we plan to have you back in a few months for an update.
Excellent.
Thanks.
We're going to take a break now, and we're going to come back with our memory moment in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Joe Trolian, the Executive Director for the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Addiction to drugs and alcohol create a personal struggle as well as impact those around you. You are not alone. We have many professionals and organizations who care. Reach out for help today. Know it before you need it. Visit know it, the letter B, the number 4, the letter U, needit.com.
Brought to you by the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, growing and preserving a legacy of hope and success within our community.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. We are doing our memory moment right now, and we decided that we would do a memory moment on our wristbands. We have 33forever.life wristbands that we created truly right when we started this about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. The one thing that these wristbands have been amazing at is sparking conversation.
Absolutely.
So we're out and about, we're talking to people, we're seeing people wherever we go, and people ask, what is 33 Forever? And you can see it, I wear it all the time.
Yep.
And literally when somebody asks and we end up with a story or we end up with somebody's personal situation that then they share with us after we kind of share ours, we literally take these things off and hand them over and put another one on when we get home. So it's pretty cool.
It really is, and it's a way for them to learn a little bit about suicide prevention, mental health, and we talk about sparking the conversation. These can also stop the conversation where they're like, so what is this? And I'm like, well, but again, it's our story, and I really believe these are helping people. So if you go to any of our events, our golf outing, our walks, we pass these out to all the kids in school. NAMI on campus and NAMI in the schools do Ending the Silence. So we have a lot of these around, but if anybody ever wants them, come to our event, DM us, and we will go ahead and give you some.
Reach out to us. We'd be happy to share those with us anytime, or with you anytime. So thanks for joining us tonight here on Sparking the Conversation here on WMFD. We look forward to seeing you next week with another great guest or guests as tonight, and we will see you then. Good evening.